Hey everybody, Bennett from the Bonehead podcast, and we've got a very cool unbox and review for you today. Yes, Bretonnians are back in Blood Bowl, but these are not the Bretonnians you might be thinking of. We have got here a box of goodies from Rakovendetta, and they've got a Kickstarter live at the moment, Little Bretonnia, which is a Bretonnian themed halfling team that's live now. So I'm recording this on, I think they've got 9 days to go. They sent this across to us so that we could get it out, have a look at it, and show it off to you now. So if the Kickstarter is live, you can go back it, or afterwards, I'm sure you can pick it up. This is a physical only Kickstarter. No STLs here. This is actually a box of models. So let's have a look. All right, first thing let's do is have a look at their Kickstarter so we can see what the team is all about. Now, you've probably already seen this, and I think we've already talked about it on a podcast as well. But I do really love when we get some physical stuff. You know me, I am huge on 3D printing. I love it. I think it's the best thing that's happened to Blood Bowl in a long time. But every now and again, you get something that's physical only, and there's just something special about it. Interestingly, these are 3D printed by the creators themselves, but you are going to be very impressed with the quality of the 3D prints. So this is really cool now, how like smaller companies can actually control the production of the models to a level that's brilliant. And it's a cool combination of STL production and sort of people who can buy a team without having a 3D printer. And here's what they talk about it. So this is the Rakovendetta Little Bretonnian team. So for the first time, we'll offer you a unique miniature kit created with quality and design that will never be repeated. So basically they're saying it's a unique design, which is Bretonnian style halflings. High quality physical production, no STL files. Our miniatures are made with premium resistant and durable resin, handcrafted by us. Now we'll have a look at these prints in a minute. Obviously we've got some early ones, but I've had a look yesterday and I am very impressed with them already. Total exclusivity. These miniatures are designed to be unique, a true gem for collectors and gamers. A straightforward, no-nonsense campaign. No unlockable objectives or complications. Simply choose your level of participation and get your hands on this exceptional team. So the reward levels, €60. Full equipment, tokens, dice, PDF, and strip. So that's the full team. And then you've got the €70 is €70, sorry, is the same but with star players, and then 80 with exclusive miniatures and things like that. So 3 levels. So if you want the team and dice and tokens, it's €60. If you want the star players, it's an extra 10. And if you want basically coaching staff and stuff like that, it's 80. Which, I don't know, I like that. That's quite nice and simple. And €60 for a fully fledged team, for a third-party fully fledged team, is not bad. We've seen them. They go all the way up to like 80, 90, £100 for a full team. So €60 means that that's affordable when it comes to these days. So let's have a look at the players in this team. Oh my goodness, they've all got names. I didn't realise that. They've gone to the effort of actually naming every single one of these. Ned Sueno. Do you know what? I'm incredibly English, so I'm just going to gloss over the names, or I'm going to sound like Del Boy. So let's have a look at the design. This is a Bretonnian themed halfling team, but if you don't know what Bretonnians are, think 13th, 14th, 12th and 13th century knights. This is the classic knight look. You're going to have shields, you're going to have fleur-de-lis, you're going to have armor of all different types, and it's kind of got that Robin Hood vibe to it as well. So you've got a couple of halflings here already. So you've got one that looks kind of like a monk. You've got a couple that have got like the knight helmets, and we've got a knight helmet over the top of a cook's hat. He's got a ring of sausages, and this guy's got a donut on his finger. All right, this is cool. This is such a good meld of halfling style and Bretonnian theme. We've got another knight here with a cook's hat, with a chef's hat. This is brilliant. He's got a little rat or dog there as well. So this yeah, very much looks like a Bretonnian team, and it looks like the kind of Bretonnian style of the 90s, right? Of Warhammer 5th edition, when Bretonnians were kind of at their peak. All right, and this looks like, oh my goodness, they've called them out. So these are the linemen. A very mixed variety of skulls. Then you've got the blitzers, who are your fully fledged knights. So for blitzers in a halfling team, these are your hefties, and it makes sense. They've got big hats, they've got big armor, makes a lot of sense. He's got a cockerel on his hat, not a dragon, not a griff, just a cockerel on his hat. He's got a little flag and very cool knight poses. We've got some catchers, yeah, cool. He's got oven mitts as catching mitts, perfect. They've kind of got the yeoman thing, that's excellent. He's catching a ham and a really cool catching pose. All right, then you've got the tree men's proud feats. Oh, he's got a little halfling knight in the top. That's brilliant. I'll admit, I had a look at some of the models before I filmed this, but I haven't actually taken out the tree men and had a look. That is such a wicked pose. These are girthy trees, which is very cool. And that one's got a little tower in it. Man, these are brilliant. It's actually very cool to see treemen that aren't just like Dirthu clones from the old Hammer like style. Then you've got the markers and balls. We've got those to look at as well. The dice are something special. If you're going to join us for Monday Night Blood Bowl, you will see them this week because I'll be forcing the players to use them. I think it's really cool. And I think we've got a couple of these star players as well to look at too. So Hobson Montepados. All right, we've got a halfling riding around on a chicken. Can I give you Rumbelow, everybody? And you've got their Puggy with a very unique style of helmet, but he's got his big old sandwich. And then you've got a player throwing a ham hock, which is, of course, Cindy Pie Whistle. So a very cool selection of star players. Is there anything that's massively missing from this? Potentially a third tree to be Deeproot. But, I mean, there's such an interesting selection of halfling stars these days that... Actually, I don't know. You got the coach, you got the assistant, you got the medicine man with like the kind of plague hat, and you've got a very cool chef with a pig roasting on an open fire. The team mascot, referee, a wizard, absolutely wicked. Quite frankly, this art smacks of first edition Blood Bowl into second edition Blood Bowl and third edition Warhammer. So obviously, I was like, this is wicked. They get style points for this. The artwork. Coloured again, it does bring that old school vibe and a reminder of the tiers and some examples. So they have got some built examples on the Kickstarter, including the size of the things, and they've actually got some painted models as well, which is really cool to see. We'll see if we can get some painted ones done this week, but we'll be doing our best. It's got 9 days to go. All right, so you can see the Kickstarter. We're looking at €60 for the team, 80 for absolutely everything, and 70 with those additional star players. Let's open the box. All right, that's the wrong view. Let's zoom in, get the crotch shot to Little Bretonia. Here we go. All right, that's my face. That's the wrong button. We want to go there, and we probably need to zoom this out ever so slightly to get the box. So this is an early pre-production of the box. So we've got a printed sticker on it. I believe they're going to do box things, but it doesn't matter, right? This is not going on the shelf as for purchase. You've bought this, you already know what it is. So let's have a gander inside the box, and I think we'll move my little face down here and we'll open it up because this is chocker full of stuff. All right, so we've got some padding, we've got some sponge. Really useful for weathering armor, this stuff. I've got a little pile of it here to just like take chunks off and get some pliers and dab on some some damage for stuff. So very useful as well. Right, here we go. Oh my goodness, tons of stuff. I've got a little baggie, a little a little roll of bases. That's pretty useful. And we've got the dice. I'm going to start with the dice because I think these are wicked. If you were one of the people who got access to like the was it the BB2 dice? I think we did a big order so that we could share it all about. colourful dice are really nice. Not only does that rhyme, but it's incredibly true as well. So these dice, you've got the hamburger logos, you've got the single skull, you've got the classic both down that they're probably going to get sued for. So yeah. And then you've got the POW symbol, which you're also probably going to get sued for. So I would get these dice while you can. So we've got 2 sets of those. So those will be on Monday Night Blood Bowl this week. Oh, they've got different designs. No, they don't have different designs. So that'll be the POW. That's the Dodge Star. You got the skull, you got the both down, you got the push and push. Yeah, okay. No, I think these are perfectly good for stream. I like these. It's always nice to have a set of dice that goes with the team. Right, okay, where's my finger point? There we go. Let's start with this box here. It's always so nice to open up physical models. We've just done this for some Ground Zero Games spaceships. Okay, cool. We got the star players up first. So let's have a little look at these stars. So who have we got? And do you want to zoom in a bit more? That's as far as we can zoom in. So we shall enhance. All right. So like we said, they've used a high quality 3D printer for this. So once we get it focused, we can have a look at the detail. And the level of detail that they've got off of this is gorgeous. And I know this is the star player, so we're going to be a bit careful with it, but it is pretty tough. There's a few bits to clean up, which is totally fine, but look at the level. I mean, they've also been clever with the color of the resin. So this is not just your standard kind of bog standard gray resin. This has got like, it's a nice little beige resin that kind of, it does feel a little bit more premium, and it is obviously pretty durable. The wings are tough. Every time I see a turkey like this, because this is not a chicken, this is a turkey. It reminds me of the South Park game where you are Cartman fighting mutant turkeys. Right, guys, you're looking at this, you're looking at the quality, you're looking at the detailed print there. There's some supports you need to clean up, but that is nothing compared to mold lines and putting together a gnome, for example, that's in 6 pieces or 7 pieces. So that is your Rumbolo or Romana. Then we've got Cindy Pie Whistle, or the representative thusly. All right, look at that. This is something you could never do with plastic without it being in several pieces. And we are super zoomed here on a 4K camera. Like, the fact that there is negative space underneath that is brilliant. So they must have angled the print like this to be able to land it in such a way. Really, really, really impressed. We'll have a look at some of these prints, then we'll grab the ubiquitous scale models to check it out. So that's your Cindy Pie Whistle, and here's little Puggy himself with a very peculiar helmet. But I do like it. It's kind of, it's just grimdark. It's like Trench Crusade Puggy. Ah, these are so good. They feel different than 3D prints. There's absolutely no tack to them at all. They feel a little denser. I'm actually really, really impressed with the quality. Right, so these are halflings. So they're strength 2 and armor, what, 6, 7 kind of trash pieces. And we've got our ubiquitous goblin here. I'm not going to lie, I don't know where Grot Brady went. I hope he's all right. I hope he's remarried. Yeah, so actually they've got the scale here to the Games Workshop goblins. Really spot on. At first I looked at them and I thought these are a little on the small side, but they're actually not. It's just like the other halfling teams we've got coming out at the moment, like the Punker ones, are a little bit chunky. So even Cindy, who does look slighter than some of the others, compared to a Games Workshop goblin, all right, it doesn't have the heroic head scale, but has the same kind of size and mass. So absolutely nailed it with the scale there for the star players. And I would be remiss not to do the scale check with the Turkey Lord himself, Rumbolo. So let's compare him to a Black Orc who's strength 4. I mean, Rumbolo is always blitzing, so he should be strength 4 as well. This is wicked. So this is this is worth the entire Kickstarter, because you've got a turkey riding yeoman with a frying pan coming down. He's a bit smaller than the Black Orc, but he is of plenty mass. That is a quality star player sculpt. All right, next box. Let's open it up. What do we got this time round? We have got, oh, halflings. Ah, look at this. The satisfaction of just chucking out a lump of models. I missed buying models that come physical, you know. It's such a cool thing. Oh, look at this, man. There's no building here. These guys are all built, and this is the whole like flipping team. We'll look at the trees and stuff in a second. Ah, yes, trees, and then we got the assistant coaches and stuff like that. Look at that. Camera autofocus, not doing the best job, but you can already see, and this is the good thing about them using colored resin. I kind of thought, do I need to prime these? Do I need to base these? Or do I get to do a legitimate unboxing? Look at the level of detail. Like you can see, like these are small guys. You can see all the all the grains of my fingers, but you can just as clearly see the grains of the ring mail that this guy is wearing. He's got his big shield on his back. So this is just a lineman. And this is another one of the linemen. Look at the facial detail with the cool beard. These are some very, very characterful sculpts. This is quality. Look at this guy. So this is one of the hefties. And you can tell that because he's the most knightly of this. And this is probably where we'll start interjecting and look at some scaling. But look at that. He's got this great flag on his hat, a great pose, and that real classic Sugarloaf style facial mask. Ah, man. Do I want a halfling army now? This is the kind of way this leads. This guy's pretty cool too. So there's another lineman. He's got a Mark 6 Corvus armor facial mask. Not really. And he's got a chef's hat. And this is what I really love about this. So you'll see throughout these models, like I think he might have a little donut there around his chest as well. So he's got the logo of the team beautifully. Look at the detail on that. That's impressive. This, I don't think you could cast this. And I don't think you could cast this in one go. So they've actually, this is a real boon for this this kind of production. And there's the catcher with his two little catching mitts. I really like that one. But this is obviously the pinnacle of this team, which is the chicken hatted knight, who is one of your hefties. And you can just like, let's get rid of this guy because he's taking too much of the shine off this. But this is it. If you said, we're going to make a knight, we're going to make a halfling knight, this is exactly what you'd come up with. He's even got the chicken. Sure, there's a few bits of print support to clear away, but again, that's nothing compared to mold lines from classical resin printing, flash, and quite frankly, the prospect of building a model and having to fill the gap and stuff like that is just not something you need to worry about with this. So we've got some very cool models there. Let's do some scale checks using our trusty goblin. This is a hefty, this is a goblin. They are both strength 2. The hefty is bang on scale, and if you put him up against a black orc, he is flipping tiny, which is what you want because he is in fact strength 2. So we've just got a whole bunch of absolutely wicked halfling models here. Love the little hats. Love that. Right, where's the guy with the donut on his finger? Because I thought that was a really... Oh, we got the sausage guy. This is so good. This is really good. I am very impressed with this. Where's Finger Bun? There he is. There he is. He's got his finger in the hole, loving the donut. Absolutely. Look at him with his little smile. He's having a great day. All right, time for the big boys now. These are the trees. So let's drop these out and have a good old look at this. So this is the trees and probably some other bits. Here we go. We've got some nice... Oh, yeah. So these are trees and tokens. So let's see what we can see. All right, they are very well packaged. And look at that. We've got one of the trees. We'll do these trees by trees. I'm not just going to dump them out like I did with the other. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. I've got this button here. There we go. So we can actually see the whole of the tree. This is flipping awesome. First of all, I mean, getting that out in one print is very impressive. That is definitely something to be aware of. It's due to packaging, potentially due to resining. You might end up with a couple of bent bits. That's no different from metal teams. It's no different from standard resin teams, but that's a really good example of something you may have to deal with. Now, when it comes to resin, normally you can use a bit of hot water and kind of just warm up the bend, or put it, you know, dunk that in the hot water and then kind of stretch it out and leave it to cool, and it will be all right. I can't attest to it with this material, but I would be very surprised if that wasn't the case. However, this looks so cool. There's a ton of foliage detail, you've got a ton of tree bark detail, and then as you kind of roll it around, you've got the kind of the bunting, that works really well as like a castle. I don't know what the word is for that castle chunky design that kind of looks like the way children draw teeth, but it works beautiful. He's got bits of locks and chains and stuff like that, but look at the levels of detail. If this was a cast model, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 pieces if it was made by you know who. So absolutely impressive here. And the fact there's a little halfling just chilling in the top of the branches is such good fun, such good design. Right, here's a big old model though, so we are going to do the size test. Is he bigger than a goblin? Let's look at this. I'm just going to lay him down to get the full lay down surprise. Look at that. He is monstrously bigger than that, and much, much, much taller, much bigger than your Black Orc as well, but has the advantage of, if we flip him over, with the exception of the wobbly stick, actually he is tubed really nicely within that one square. And we'll have these for Monday Night Blood Bowl as well. We won't be running them, but we'll show them off. We'll use them as the halftime display, because this is a very cool team. It gives me a chance to potentially base them up and get a bit of prime on them, because very, very cool. So that's tree number 1. Let's have a look at tree number 2. Now this is a very different design. So this one has kind of got a Pan's Labyrinth quality of creepiness to him. And he's got a little flag hole, which I'm assuming is where this flag goes. So actually them providing this potentially separately is a very, very, very good idea, because we've just seen Wobbly Lance. This is very cool. So we're going to go straight to scale on this one, because he's a lot smaller in height, but he's a lot bigger in mass than the other tree. And I think they actually pair really nicely. So one thing we always talk about when we look at third-party teams is, does each of the models, do they have characters? Does each model become kind of obvious and personal, and you'll be able to point them out to your opponent? At the very least, you've got big tree, little tree, you've got castle tree, you've got knight tree. It's a very, very, very cool mix of tree designs. And there is a little dude who goes in there, isn't there? Is that right? Is it this man? Does he go in the little tree? Oh, he goes in the little tree. Look at that. Fits together like a Kinder Egg toy from the 90s. Absolutely smashing. And we would be remiss to not show off the assistant staff. This is really cool, actually. This is the first one I opened yesterday when it arrived. I was like, right, what we got? This is a lot of parts. I don't quite understand what's happening here. So you've got all these pieces to be able to make the pig cooking over the fireplace. So it kind of, that's the amount of effort that's gone into what is just a throwaway piece. Your assistant coach, you've got your chef, your master chef, obviously very useful for a halfling team, but not often like displayed. The fact they've got additional models there to be the coach, for you to have as the wizard, for you to put together this flame pit that is cooking a pig. How does this work? Does it just go like this? Oh, look at that. Hey, there we go. There you go. Print to pitch. In this case, build to battlefield. And there we've got a little chef, not the restaurant chain. He's got the little chef. You've got the little apothecary as well. This is just very, very, very cool. You've got the jester, but I mean, it comes down to this being the best model here by far and large. Okay, so there you have it. Rakovendetta have dropped a Kickstarter. Then they've described it as high quality, high production, high style, like a unique style. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure Bretonnian Halflings has been done before in one way or another, but I've not seen it done this well. This has made me very happy. Like, this has made me very happy. This is a very cool team with some models that have got loads of detail on them. If this is an early manufacturing, early like copy, this is good enough already. You're going to have a couple of bit of supports to cut away, but like I said, that's the same as having to glue your model together, or having to take off mold lines, or having to fill gaps when you're having to glue multiple parts. That's just the way models are made these days. But I will tell you, is we were looking at these models, and not once, I think, did I see a layer line. Like, saw some supports, that's no different than tabs and mold lines, but I don't think I saw a single mold line. Maybe you caught something on camera I didn't, but we're kind of zoomed in at 4K here, and I didn't see anything. There is nothing here, with the exception of the obvious like stubs from the supports, that would tell you this was 3D printed, instead of having just appeared out of thin air. Like, I am very impressed with the print quality of this. Like, I've got Saturn 2s. The Saturn 2s do a brilliant job. This is something proper, I think. These are not these are not a couple of Elegoo's in a shed. This is high quality, I think, industrial style. But the detail is perfect. The style is perfect. I am fully sold on this. So thank you very much, Rakovendetta, for sending us this so that we can show it off, because this team is wicked and I'm very impressed with the models. Anyway, let me know what you think below. The Kickstarter link is below. And I think if you're in the market for a really fun halfling team, you got to consider this one. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking.